Good morning to everyone. Buongiorno a tutti. My name is Corrado Paina. I'm the Executive Director of the Italian Chamber of Commerce of Ontario, Canada. Welcome and thank you for being with us this morning. Yesterday, today, tomorrow is a publication that narrates the growth and the transformation of the commercial, economic, social, and urban landscape of Toronto and the GTA. I don't know if you know, but Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow is also the title of a famous Italian movies of the 60s with Marcello Mastroianni and Sofia Loren. The title was so captivating, and this book is really trying to tell the story of the past, of the present, and of the future of our community. The growth here has been possible, the growth of this community, because of the contribution and influence also of our community, as well as the lives and action of outstanding leaders who have inspired and have done a lot in keeping alive values and tradition. This was clearly expressed by all of those interviewed in this book. Indeed, the book wants to be a legacy for those who are interested in learning more about the Italian settlement in Canada, as well as for new generations in order to connect them with the community and build a new chapter based on history, engagement, knowledge, and a sense of belonging. The book is dedicated to Sergio Marchionne. Sergio Marchionne, charismatic and visionary leader to whom this book is dedicated, was an example of entrepreneurship and culture of the Italian-Canadian heritage. He was a citizen of the two worlds, and he perfectly embodied the culture and spirit of North America and Italy. The book is also dedicated to Marisa Piattelli, Ron Farano, and Antonio Valeri. Each of them made lasting contributions to the business community and to the civic life of this country. Marisa Piattelli was a city leader, a social entrepreneur, and a member of the Eco Canada Board of Directors and a personal friend. Ron Farano was a champion of the Eco from its earliest days in the 1960s. He was actually one of the founders in 1961, as well as Antonio Valeri, the managing director. Their guidance will always be remembered. We have now a message from the Consul General of Italy in Toronto, Eugenio Sgro. Please, let's watch it.
I'm delighted to welcome this new project of the Italian Chamber of Commerce of Ontario, the book Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow, which aims at highlighting the history, the growth of the Italian-Canadian business community in Ontario. This book does pay homage to the many hundreds of thousands of Italians who left their home, their family, their country, looking for new job opportunities in Canada. Some of them found a job. Some of them found employment. Many of them started thriving businesses. And year by year, they were able to get fully integrated in the very fabric of the society of the host country, playing a vital role in key sectors of the economy of this country. They became leaders in the field of infrastructures, in the field of constructions, and they were able to give great contributions to the shaping of this society with their values, with their ethics, with their culture. It's been an honor for me to serve the Italian community the last 3 years here in Ontario. And during my mandate as Consul General of Italy in Toronto, I've been able to perceive the great consideration the local authorities, the government of Ontario has for the Italian community. And for this great, I would say, Canadian-Italian partnership that the descendants of Italians have been able to build up through decades. And this partnership is now ready to meet the challenge of the future. Thank you again to the Italian Chamber of Commerce of Ontario for this marvelous book. Thank you.
Thank you, Consul General Sgro, and we're very grateful for your support toward the book and EcoCanada's activities and initiatives. And now it is my pleasure to welcome and leave the floor to the Mayor of Vaughan, the main sponsor and one of the main supporters of EcoCanada, Honorable Maurizio Bevilacqua. The Mayor has always been a great supporter of this project that brought us together to celebrate such a strong community and recognize the Italian contribution in shaping our daily life. From fashion, politics, law, investment, food, in the preface of this book, Mayor Bevilacqua underlines how every sector of the economy has been influenced by the Italian-Canadian spirit, sometimes overcoming hardships of any kind. Without further ado, Mayor Bevilacqua, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Corrado, and good morning, everyone. It's a real joyful day to review this wonderful book yesterday, today, and tomorrow. It is really the manifestation of all the incredible historical events that have shaped our community. I, as you know, I've been in public life for over 30 years, and I've actually witnessed firsthand the development of this incredible community. And why is this book important? Because history is important. History is very important. Our yesterdays are important. Our presents are important. And they are truly a great indicator of what may happen in the future. I often say that the greatest indicator of future actions by an individual is, in fact, his or her past actions. And I think the same of communities. The Italian community is a community that has made an incredible contribution, not just to Canada, but indeed the world. We are gifted individuals who have really shaped history in many ways. The Italian ability to create, to design, the Italian ability to think anew, to present beauty in a world that requires so much of it. Thoughtful thinking is extremely important, and I think that is the embodiment of who we are as Italian Canadians and as Italians. I've always had a great admiration for the Italian community because, quite frankly, I'm also a product of this community. I've seen through these pages individuals. Corrado was telling you earlier that I practically know every single person in this book. And what it tells me is that they've had an impact in people's lives all throughout its history. We know, but more importantly, other people will get to know our community better by reading this book yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And that's important. It's important for people to be aware of the great contributions we made, but also our way of contributing to the well-being of Canadian society. That's what we do. I often say that individuals have basically, every human being, wants, something to do, someone to, or a cause to love, and something to hope for. And I think the Italian community is really a great teacher when it comes to those three things. We all want something to do, and as individuals, and we've done it. I mean, we've came here, we rolled up our sleeves, we used our brains, and we built buildings. At first we built them, now we own them, and it's quite a different story. But this is progress. This is what it's about. And what's beautiful about the Italian community is that it's not just on the financial side, on the corporate side, that we have done well. We have done well in many areas, whether it's education and academics, whether it's art, culture. Obviously, the great culinary experiences of the Italians are well known to all. But it is a way of celebrating. This book is a way of celebrating who we are. but more importantly, it provides hope. You know, I said that the third element of everybody's life is having something to hope for. And so when you're a young Canadian reading the history of the Italian community, and you look at these people who have largely shaped Canadian society as well, providing a very different perspective to how we build a country, how we inject fairness and justice, how we sometimes sacrifice for the greater good, and we've done that throughout our history. It's extremely important for people to know that, to absorb the great capacity of the Italian community to contribute. And contribution essentially is what life is all about. At the end of the day, that is what you want to do. And, you know, as I often say, the life of a community comes down to two things: value added and self-respect. Those are two principles that I try to live with. And I know that the community also successfully attempts to manifest. And why is that important? It's important because we need to add value to improve the human condition. And that is essentially what life is about. It's about improving the human condition. And you do that by creating strong communities, by adding value, whether it's financially, culturally, socially, politically. And you have to have self-respect. And the self-respect that this book shares and manifests is what we need to do more of in our community. We need to tell our story because our story is an interesting story. It is a story worth telling and repeating. Because as you know, we live in a society that sometimes has biases towards one community or another. And it's our responsibility to make sure that people understand the truth of our community, because as I often say, the truth will set you free. And this and it is efforts like this, Corrado, and the ICCO, efforts of writing something like Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow, that really helps in our mission to present the community as it actually is. The great contribution that it has made to Canada's development. And so today for me, it's a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a joyful day, because ultimately we are presenting our community in a manner that is reflective of the truth. And what is the truth? The truth is that the Italian spirit is an indomitable spirit. It is a graceful spirit. It is an intelligent spirit that continues to really bring about positive change to people's lives. And we see it every day in every way. And so I thought that supporting an initiative such as this was extremely important. It is a powerful way to relay a message about our community. And it is a way to also pay tribute to individuals who have given of themselves, and may I say, in a very selfless way, most of the times, to improve that which society needs improvement in. And so today, as we really launch this book, I hope that people will take the time to read it carefully. There are wonderful stories, wonderful human beings who have done great things. And, you know, trying to capture the history of our yesterdays, of our todays and tomorrow is not easy. But you've done a great job. You get an A+ for effort, of course. Content is fantastic. It's just a great way to sometimes, and we don't do this enough in our community, to pause and reflect on our great contribution, to pause and reflect on the strengths of our community, to pause and reflect and contemplate, where do we go next? But if our history is any indicator of what the future is going to look like, I think our future is going to be a bright future. And there's going to be not only a change in the quantity, but also in the quality of our community, which we will owe to past generations for really planting the seeds of our harvest. And that, to me, is fundamental when we celebrate a great community, great people, and I hope that there'll be more books written in the same fashion that will continue to strengthen the ties that we have with the rest of the Canadian society. So thank you so much. And I want to express on behalf of the City of Vaughan my warmest and sincerest gratitude for your efforts. And as I always say, sempre avanti.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. You know, it's the time of exchanging compliments because really you are one of the top leader really in our community. And we look at your work you've been doing in all these years. You've been, as you everybody knows, but I want to repeat, the youngest MPs in Canadian Parliament. That's already an amazing accomplishment. I've been honored by your friendship and I really admire the work you've been doing and you're doing. Thank you very much. When you talk about hope, I think you're really right. After 2 years of COVID, hope, you know, it's really a major feeling sentiment we have to share. And I really like to know that you think the future of this community keeps expanding, keeps moving. And I think it's great really to think this community is not finished, it's actually going and contributing more and more to Canadian society. Thank you again for your support and for your beautiful words. Thank you. And now I would like to welcome ICO Canada's presidents, Tony Altomare and Patrick Pelliccione.
Thank you, Corrado. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for the book launch of Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow. It is with great joy that the ICCO Canada releases a new publication dedicated to the contributions of the Italian-Canadian business community in the growth and development of Toronto and the GTA. Organizations, businessmen, skilled professionals, artists, and innovators in every field shared values and traditions and built strong relationships with the community. I am very proud to recognize ICCO Canada as one of the facilitators in promoting business and cultural alliances between Italy and Canada. ICCO Canada's work in developing relationships with the government and trade associations, in being a bridge between Canadian and Italian businesses, have created an environment that is useful to companies that want to do business in Canada or vice versa.
Thank you, Corrado, and thank you, Tony. Good morning, everyone. Today, we are here to celebrate the Italian-Canadian community, but we cannot do it without recognizing, honoring, and showing gratitude to those who made that possible. More than 15 years ago, I joined the Chamber as a legacy of my father, who believes and strongly supports the Italian Chamber of Commerce of Ontario, Canada's mission as a key role in fostering trade and relationships between the two countries. As the economy is constantly changing, we must always adjust to the new challenges, and I am proud to say that ICCO Canada has been doing it for 60 years. 60 years of partnerships, delegations, and tireless work. The new chapter comes with great responsibility of developing real relationships across generations and meeting the needs of a new generation that is asking for change. After a period marked by the hardship of a global crisis, ICCO Canada remains a landmark in Canada, in the community, providing the young generations with the opportunity to believe they are not only part of the process, but protagonists of this change.
Thank you, President Altomare and President Pelliccione. Thank you very much for your guidance and for your words. We have prepared a small video, a video that is like really a video of the book, if it's possible to make a video of a book. And I really want to thank Mary, Monica, and Ilaria for this beautiful work you've been doing, not just directing today, but really working on the graphic of the book, working on this video. Please.
Like many of you, my story in Canada starts at Pier 21 with my parents, Anna and Santo. They both fearlessly and unselfishly emigrated to Canada from Italy in the 1950s to seek a better life. I was born not too far away from where I'm speaking now, in a largely ethnic neighborhood where my parents still live to this day. They instilled in me, and sometimes the hard way, a passion for family, a sense of honor, support, generosity, and integrity, not to mention the incredible Italian food around the dinner table. My newer parents, Sunbok and Yulchi, also immigrants from South Korea, share those same core values. While other countries shut immigrants out, Canada remains inviting despite the ravages of the pandemic. Diversity is our most important natural resource, and we should continue to express this by being a haven for those seeking a better life, including refugees and family reunification. It worked for us. This is our story. Let's turn the pages to a new chapter and allow other people to live our story.
My father went to Vancouver from Abruzzo in 1922, and my mother from Calabria in 1925, well before Pier 21 in Halifax. When Mussolini joined the Axis power in World War II, Canadian hostility toward fascism became directed at Italian Canadians who were designated enemy aliens. As enemy aliens, my mother and father had to report monthly to the RCMP. When I was 5 or 6 years old, I remember going with my mother on some of the monthly visits. Many men lost jobs, including my father, who had been working at the airport. Many men had their business vandalized and found their civil liberties suspended under the War Measures Act. Most infamously, hundreds of Italian Canadians were interned for years at Camp Petawawa in Ontario. In 1957, while at a UBC, I was an undergraduate in commerce. I was asked by my economic statistics professor, Tadek Matuszewski, what I wanted to do in life. As I'd done well in his statistics course, I was one of his lab assistants. When I told him I wanted to be a lawyer, he said I shouldn't, because I didn't have the right name.
When the Europeans first landed in the New World, they did not come to an empty, uninhabited place. They found people who for centuries had built cultures based on strong values that contributed to building the nation of Canada and that continue to shape and edify our country today. As well, I must remind honorable senators that the beautiful face of Canada today and that of the future now strongly reflect the faces of the millions of Canadians, the women, men, and children who came from every corner of the world, from every shade of color, from every creed, from every race, who have contributed to making Canada the envy of the world. They came with their values, their customs, their vision, their hopes and their fears to build a place for their families and build their future, Canada's future.
The Italian immigrants who had been pushed out of Italy, as it underwent its transformation from a feudal to a modern industrialized society, was composed of a high quotient of skilled tradesmen and artistic craftsmen. Carpenters, masons, bricklayers, and concrete formers came to Canada, along with skilled craftsmen and artisans in stone cutting, sculpting, stained glass, and metal work.
So do I think that artificial intelligence is a big player in this game? Yes. And over the next few years, it can take over a lot of roles and responsibilities. I'm not the type of person that thinks, oh, the computers are coming, so we're out of a job. I think that we have to upskill. I call it upskilling. The skill set that I have today is definitely different than the skill set I had 5 years ago. You need to be personally curious. You need to learn about what's happening in the digital world, and you need to use it to your advantage to help you get creative in how you're going to conduct your business.
I think it would be great if everybody was an entrepreneur. If everybody realized the powerful thoughts that you can have to create solutions to problems that exist out there, while at the same time creating things that people are using. The incentive model is to just make money. I think if it was aligned with the planet and with the future, I think things need to change towards a value in creating impact, which will in turn create more money for the person. So I'd like to see a shift with incentive models toward impact creation. And the better brands and the better companies that create better impacts on the world and help people are going to be the ones people are going to want to associate themselves with. It's a cycle that needs to be created. Is what you're doing good for the planet, good for people? Or is it about making money even though you're going to be a little bit deficient on certain things that people really like trustworthiness and transparency, and having social capital and doing good for other people and all those positive things? I think it would be great if people had those qualities.
I think the whole industry, the province, and the whole country moving towards sustainability is of utmost importance. I'm of the millennial generation, and it's important to me how our world is treated. We're not just developing a community and moving on to the next one. My father has always instilled that in us. He's proud of the communities he built. He invests in those communities, and then he donates to hospitals in that community. I see it the same way, but with my millennial goggles on, doing all those things, but also having the green take on things.
What a journey. What an incredible journey, really. The one of the Italian Canadian community here and everywhere in the world. I know many of you will not know or will know that there are 60 million people of Italian origin in the world, a bit more than the population of Italy. And what a presence and what a contribution, really. We are at the end of this journey, let's call it today, this event, and I'll take a few more seconds to thank all the people that have supported and joined us and believed in this project. A special thanks to Alexandra Bugailiskis, former ambassador of Canada to Italy, Andrea Ferrari, Italian ambassador to Canada, Claudio Taffuri, former Italian ambassador to Canada, Eugenio Sgro, Consul General of Italy in Toronto. Thanks to the board of directors of ICO Canada and to the co-presidents Pelliccione and Alto Mare. Thanks to the mayor of Vaughan, Maurizio Bevilacqua. Thank you again. Please allow me to thank now all the sponsors of Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow. City of Vaughan, Chin Radio, Empire Communities Corporation, Fortino's Ital Pasta, Ian K. Oberwhale, Pizza Nova, Policaro Group, Solmar Development Corporation, the Arlington Estate, Two System Vineyards, Unico Inc. and Primo Foods, Universal Care, Villa Charities, Zankin Automotive Group, Digines, ITL Intertransport Ltd, Liberty Entertainment Group, Master Insurance Ltd, Ramo Ferry Automotive, Steigman Elliott Util Canada Ltd, and a special thanks to Julie Di Lorenzo for her generosity. We are at the end. Allow me now to thank, just a few seconds, to thank again all the people that have worked in the book of the Italian Chamber of Commerce of Ontario, of ICO Canada. Mary, Ilaria, Monica, Astrid, Marisa, Richard, Tiziana. Really, my thanks to all of you for your incredible work. And thanks to all the public today, to all the people that were following this event. Thank you again, and have a great day.